All right, so I've put in my duotone light colors, and it's working out so far so good. I have to erase out the shadows on the head here. So I know I want a shadow underneath the helmet here. Pretty severe. Just delete that out. And because we're erasing, we're not adding anything, I don't have to worry about staying on the outside of the lines. I'm fine. The hardest thing is just keeping it pretty smooth for this cut edge duotone. And I so wish there was a way to just smooth these tools, but there isn't. Unless you do them as vector shapes. Okay, I probably want a shadow at the bottom of the head too. Maybe even around the base of the beak, like that. Okay, so what this can make you question is whether your flat colors are right. So I can go back to my flat color layer, unlock it, and replace some of those. So for instance, maybe I want a flat color that's more like this for the head. Or maybe I want it as some slightly more saturated version of that. So I'll go off of web colors now. So I get more variety. And that's a little too green, so let me push it into blues. Now flat colors tend to be more saturated. Yeah, but that's a nicer one. All right. But I'm liking the one on the belly. I think I like these. So right now my flat color is serving as my shadows. And that's not all you can do with duotone. So I'm going to cut out a few more of these shadows from my duotone highlights. There's certain places that are always safe, like under things. For instance, under the wing here. In fact, I can even give it a little bit of a shape. And next to the body with the leg, remember you can hold down Option and refine your selection with the lasso. And then lastly, out here with the feathers, makes sense there'd be a shadow here of some sort. Not beautifully clean, but it will get the job started. Then probably at the crest here. Okay, so this is the highlights of duotone. Maybe a little shadow on the underside of the beak. And this is cut edge duotone or hard edge duotone. And then definitely right underneath where the beak comes together. And it's pretty hard not to overdo it. because you want it to support your line work, not distract from it. Probably a little bit of shadow here next to the head and a little bit here on the shoulder. All right, so now the question is, are those the right flat colors? Because this is what we have without the flat colors. Those are our light duotones that we've chosen. And these are the flat colors. Another way to do it, so that's the cut edge or the hard edge, is to do it with a soft edge. And that's actually quite a bit easier. So this is a soft edge, this is a cut edge on these different Pokemon. So now with the soft edge, I can just take my eraser, move it to a soft brush, make it pretty big and 100% opaque. And now I'm just going to be basically painting in shadows by erasing away. First I do the ones I'm most confident of. But it's a big difference. It's very smooth. And I can even take its opacity down if I feel like it's moving too fast. I can soften it more, like on the face there. Or in the wings or on the beak. Now the truth is, different textures require different kind of coloring approaches. So where for the feet and for the body, it makes sense to make it a little bit harder edged, a little bit more substantial. There's my soft edge coloring. For things like the helmet, it makes it a little bit better to be hard edged. So I like to combine the two. And so here I have the cut edge solution, though I don't like in either of them, I don't like the flat color of that collar, so I'm going to change that. Let's try this. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so that's the soft, that's the hard edge or the cut edge solution. This is the soft edge solution. If I had to pick one, I'd say the soft edge solution is kind of less distracting. But there's certain things I like from the cut edge. So I'll turn them both on and I'll just turn the cut edge opacity down a little bit. You see how that will start to blend it in? And then I'll just use my soft edged eraser and blend away where I think it's a little too crisp. There's all kinds of nice tricks you can use. And then I can further refine. The other thing I can do is I can take my light edge and I can go to levels and I can brighten them up even more to intensify it. And one of my all-time favorite things is I can go to color balance and I can actually give a slight color to my light edge highlights. Put them slightly yellow and red so they go a little bit more gray than cyan. I still consider this duotone color because they're all versions of that local color. They're not changing the tone. See that difference? Then I might decide, well, I want to soften the soft edge a little bit with its opacity. And those parts of my cut edge duotone that I was so worried about in terms of it looking too shaky, not clean enough, well, that can be, like on the tail, that can be fixed really nicely with just a little soft edge applied over the top. So I basically have my highlights across two different layers now. All right. Now my whites are still on the top. You see those white highlights, and so are the blacks. So those have not changed. So I'm going to save that. Now I'm going to play with the duotone shadows. So what I can do now is select everything that's not on my highlight layer. And I'm going to do the cut edge, and I do that by selecting the empty space. I'm going to go to a new layer. Actually, no, I'm not going to go to a new layer. I'm going to go to my flat color layer, and I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to call this Duotone Dark. And I'm going to move it up above my lights, and then I'm going to adjust levels, make it darker. And then go to color balance, image adjustment, color balance, and maybe push that a little more towards the reds, because I like that in the helmet, a little bit towards the yellows, a little bit towards the magentas. So that's pretty extreme, right? And since I did the cut edge version, now I can go in with my soft edged eraser and tone it down a little bit and just give me another duotone layer of control. And even if I erase it away completely, I just get back to what I was happy with before. So this is just pushing my shadow contrast a little bit, which is generally a good thing to do. You're safe doing that. Makes your work stronger. And of course, you can just take the opacity of it down as well. You can also set it on different blending modes. So I like it about there. Then I could try darken.